Good afternoon. I guess it's evening here, Eastern time. Hope everyone's doing well. I don't typically do a stream out here in the living room, so this is kind of a first. This looks different. I just felt like sitting on the couch for some reason. All my other streams, probably every other time you see me streaming, I've been standing up in my office or I've been on my feet at a thrift store. Very strange to stream for me sitting down. I'll have to get used to this. We're going to go through. I bought 23 things at 2 different thrift stores today. We're going to go through these bags right here. Just go through all this stuff. I'll show you exactly what I bought and how much I paid for it. And I'll even give you some estimates of what I think that stuff will sell for. So thanks everyone for popping in, saying hello, sharing some time with me. We're going to go through the thrift haul. What's up, Brianne? How are you? We got to go live here on Instagram. I'm going to hit that button. Boom, we're live on Instagram now. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, thanks for sharing some time with me today. And remember, all these live streams are available as recordings, either on Facebook or YouTube. You can go rewatch them if you're into that sort of thing. Today will be a little bit of just going through bags of stuff. I got 5 bags. It's been a minute. What's up, Brian? How are you? I was live yesterday. Did I see you pop in right after I popped off the live? Is that what happened yesterday, Brian? Is that what I saw? What's up, Tina? How are you? Tej is in the house. What's up? Hey, Conway Thrifter, what's up? So we're going to go through all these, all this stuff. Got some 23 clothing items. Start off with a good one. And just a quick update too. I am doing a whatnot tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So 45 minutes from now, I will be doing a whatnot, and it's just going to be a giveaway. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to give away a brand new pair of shoes. I'm going to share some updates. Obviously, my business model is I've added some new things to the business model. So I want to give some folks some updates and just give away a new pair of shoes and just talk and answer questions and all that. I've never done a whatnot. I've never done a live stream on whatnot where I've just connected with people. I'm usually just selling. So we're going to do a whatnot at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight, and someone's going to win a brand new pair of shoes. You don't got to buy anything to win the shoes. You're just going to win them for showing up and hanging out. Got a notification. Nice. Are you on YouTube as well? Yep, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, as you know. Here's our first pickup. There's actually a tag on this. That's interesting. I don't think it's new with tags. Anyway, Southern Marsh is our first piece right here. Picked this up for $5 today at the thrift store. There's the tag, Southern Marsh. It's got this other tag on it, but that might be from like a consignment shop or something, I think. Southern Marsh, size medium on this. It's kind of like a terry cloth kind of finish to it. Your voice just got really deep on here for me. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Exciting. Also got a notification. Nice. And now back to normal. LOL. Now back to normal. LOL. You're confusing me. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, Southern Marsh, quarter zip. Thanks for being here. It's like a terry cloth. Kind of cool. It's not a brand I find all that often. Here's one of the coolest finds of the day. This one was an unexpected little surprise. Where's the top? All right, check this out. I'm going to move this camera back. Let's get back to normal. All right, check this out. I'm not sure. I think I paid $5.99 or $4.99 for this, I think. It's a Duluth Trading is the tag. It's like a jumpsuit or a romper. I don't know what you'd call that. Duluth. Look at that. This is on the fresh racks that they just rolled out. Kind of cool, like a paint splatter design all over. I was like, I feel like this is a pickup. It's got like buttons on the front. I think this is a pickup. And then I comped it in the store. And because some Duluth is good and some Duluth ain't. And there was like sold comps for these in like $50, $60 range. Some of them even higher. I got a screen record. I'll send it to you. Thanks. Trisha, I don't know what we're talking about. Nick Smith is in the house. What's up, brother? What's up? So I think that's a pretty cool find. Anyone found something like this before? Like a jumpsuit from Duluth? But yeah, comps were really good. So I was happy about that piece. Okay. The whole reason I'm doing this is getting stuff out of bags and cutting off the tags and buttoning it up. And I forgot to do the tags. I forgot to button it up. What's going on? Going through the thrift haul, Travis George. We're going to do a whatnot tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not even going to run stuff. Well, I mean, I will if you request stuff, but I'm just going to do a giveaway, share some updates, hang out with folks. About to run to the thrift. Nice, Nick. Hope you find some cool stuff. That's what I just did. I'm just back from that. So that Duluth, man, that'd be cool if this thing really sells $50, $60 for a $5 pickup. Kind of an unexpected little surprise right there. All right. This is something I would think I would find these a little bit more. BKE jeans. The model here is Tyler. I've sold this model before. I forget what they sell for, probably about $30. Maybe somebody in the chat has sold these more recently. This is a pair, I don't know, I find them a couple times a year. I have none in stock right now, so I guess that's a good thing. Paid $5 for these. $5, I think probably $30 on these. Do you have any spikeless golf shoes? I don't, Travis George, not at the moment. That's something that's always on my radar screen, brother. I didn't know you were into golfing. Is that a thing? Oh, BKE piece right here. That's one bag down. I think that Southern Marsh, by the way, is probably like a $25 or so piece. This is one of the better finds of the day. Yeah, just because I don't have them today doesn't mean that I'm outsourcing new shoes every week. So you know how it is. You find what you find. Paid $6.99 for this. I think this is one of the better finds of the day. It's certainly one of the most unique finds. This one kind of snuck up on me. I was surprised. What's up, Duckies? My friend from Crawford. How are you? How are you? You never take us live thrifting anymore. I'll probably do a live thrift sometime soon. I just have to do it differently now. I can no longer live stream on TikTok anymore, which is how I've done that in the past. But I'll probably do it on Facebook or something soon. Good American. A lot of the stores I go to, I don't have services, and there's only select stores that I could do that at. So this is a Good American. I don't know what size this is. I'll have to do some measuring to figure it out. But you could probably tell, like, this is like a faux fur. It's almost like velour, like just super, super soft. Good American piece right here. And it's got a snap up front. I honestly don't know how much this thing is worth, but typically the rare occasion that I find Good American at one of my thrift stores, I pick it up. But this is not something that I can't remember the last time I found Good American in Asheville. I don't know what the size is. Fran, it doesn't have a size on it. You'll have to check back with me. I'll have to measure it or something. It's like a crop velour faux fur little piece right here. My guess is, I don't know, it's so hard to size something like this because they're, I think it's meant to be like a boxy fit. Yeah, it's like really wide on the shoulders. It's just so hard. I'll have to compare it to current ones listed just to figure it out. You can stay in touch with me if you're interested. I don't know. Those like boxy fit ones are hard to pin down. What's up, WCL? I'm gonna need some new kicks for the golf. Looking to go spikeless. Nice. What's the advantage of going spikeless over spiked? I might be like really naive on that, but I just don't know. I golfed a little bit when I was a kid, and I don't think I ever owned golf shoes. I wasn't that far into it, but I just don't really have an idea of what's the difference, like what would be the advantage of spikes versus spikeless. I mean, grip, I guess. I don't know. So here's an LL Bean fleece. This is like a teddy fleece, men's size 2XLT. Nice piece right here. Little vest. Love the big sizes. It's in really, really nice condition. LL Bean piece right here. Paid $4.99 for this piece at Goodwill. I'm thinking that this is probably a $30-ish piece, but somebody could correct me down below in the chat. It's been a while since I sold one of these. Yeah, hard to say, Fran. I just don't know on the size on that. I'm sorry. It doesn't have a tag on it. That'd make it easier. Asheville, the big urban city now. Yeah, with our LL Beans and stuff. Yeah, kind of interesting finding a Good American, just not a brand you find much in. I don't even know where you'd buy Good American in Asheville. You know what I mean? If you're just popping in, I'm going to do a Whatnot show here in just about 40 minutes, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not even going to be running stuff. I'm just going to give away a brand new pair of shoes and hang out with folks and kind of share. Like, my business model has been changing a lot. Frankly, I've been pretty confused about the business model as I've been making changes. So I'm like, I bet y'all are pretty confused too. So just wanted to give some people some updates give some folks who have been supporting me over on Whatnot the opportunity to ask questions and just have some dialogue, kind of like this. We do that a lot on these platforms. We like hang out, talk. But on Whatnot, I'm usually just like ripping through shoes or ripping through clothes real fast and selling them. It's not really so conversational. But if somebody does want to buy a pair of shoes tonight, they want me to run them, I'll go ahead and do it. But really, I just want to give away a pair of shoes, kind of talk about updates, kind of clarify what's all going on. Now that I have a little better idea of what I'm doing. Catching you live while listing. Nice work, Carrie. Glad that somebody's working around here. Glad someone's working. What's the difference between Xenia and the long name before Xenia brands? A something. So the brand is Hermenegildo Xenia. So you're probably just looking at a couple of different lines from that same brand. That's the designer, is Hermenegildo Xenia. And so if you're seeing different variations of that name, you're probably just looking at different lines from them. I haven't seen you on Whatnot in 2 months. I've been on Whatnot. I've run 10 streams on Whatnot in the last, let me think. I ran 4 last week, and I ran 3 week before, and I ran 3. So combined in the last 3 weeks, I've run 10 streams on Whatnot. And I'm going to run another one tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, just to give away. That's part of what I wanted to talk about over there too. People aren't getting notifications and that sort of thing. I'm running Whatnot crowds typically with around like 10 to 20 people when I'm used to getting like 100 or 120. Carbon to cobalt right here. So yeah, selling online is always a moving target, as you know. Anybody who's been doing this for a little while, there's always things come and go. Things change. You got to adapt to it. Kind of a fun piece for the carbon to cobalt. It's got a couple things going on. It's got the elbow patches. It's got like a waffle knit to it. And I guess it's a mock net collar with buttons. Just kind of a very interesting carbon to cobalt piece right here. I'm a fan. I dig it. This carbon to cobalt stuff's all like super soft. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tej. I hope you're doing better. I've missed you being around. So this is going into the listing bin. I'm just cutting off all the tags of all this stuff. Just got back from the thrift store if you're walking in right now. I guess it says it right on the, I guess it says it on the screen. I forgot about this piece. Oh my word. I don't know anything really about this piece. I comped it really quick in the store. This is strange, but it's, I think, like strange good. All right. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me a little bit more about this piece. So this is a Kid Cudi piece, and I think this is a tour piece. So it's a hoodie sweatshirt. There we go. Obviously, like big, loud, proud piece right here. Got stuff all the way down the sleeve on that side. On this side, it says Life Goes Up. Maybe that's a song, or maybe that's the tour, or Life Goes By. Sorry, Life Goes By. What's up? Pretty good. Maybe you know, Joel, you're a little hipper than I am. Maybe you know more about this piece. Maybe I should be asking you this little Kid Cudi piece. I'm not even actually sure who Kid Cudi is. I'm guessing by the name it's a rapper. I feel like I've heard the name before, but I honestly don't know who this person is. But it looks like it's a Man on the Moon 3 rapper. I thought so. If you told me he was an opera singer, or he or she or whatever, I would be like, well, that's a strange name for an opera singer. Actually, 2 of my cousins are actually professional opera singers. It's kind of funny, but I don't think they refer to themselves as Kid Cudi or something. I don't know what this says across here. What does that say? MTHM. Oh, Man on the Moon. That's short for Man on the Moon. So maybe that's the tour, Man on the Moon tour. Yeah, I mean, it looked like the comps are crazy. It does have a little, the kangaroo pocket is a little peeled back, like the stitching has come out on that one side. But yeah, it looked like the comps were like really high. Well, it looks like it's coming off on this side a little bit too. So yeah, anyway. So the golf spikes are basically to have a screw, and like any cleat, it tends to hurt your feet. I don't swing hard enough to need the grip, but that's the advantage to spikeless. Gotcha. More comfortable. I guess I should have assumed that. He did Song Day and Night. I'm not really sure what that is. If the song came out after 1994, it's not very good odds that I've heard it. Unless it's country, then there's a decent chance that I've heard it. But I don't think that dude's doing country. So there's 3 bags down. We got 2 more left. That I saw comps that were like $50, $60, $70 range. Obviously, this piece has like a couple of minor blemishes on it, so that'll impact the resale value. But really cool piece. Today was definitely a different thrift day. So I'll share with you a little something weird. I still think at least $100 for sure. Oh, okay. I'll take that. I like it. So my thrift stores are probably a little bit different. And I'm talking about thrift stores. Goodwill's is typically what I go to in Asheville. And they're probably a little bit different than your thrift stores, because most Goodwill's that I've been to I've shopped at Goodwill's all over the country. It's kind of what I do. And they'll typically do a color tag or 2 color tags per week, and one color tag will be like 25% off and the other one will be like 50% off or 30 or whatever, right? Well, Goodwill of Northwest North Carolina, which is the region I'm in, which is up in Boone, which is here in Asheville, which is even out in Winston-Salem, is all the Goodwill of Northwest North Carolina. And they do no color of the week. So that stinks, obviously, like you're saying, like that stinks. You can't get cheap clothes, but their regular price on it, it's like flat rate pricing on almost everything. So most shirts are $5, most jeans and pants are $5, and most jackets and blazers are $7, and most 2-piece suits are $10. And it's typically flat pricing for everything. Some of the stores will have a boutique rack, and that's usually where they put Columbia and North Face with stains and like Stafford shirts. And they'll price those ones up. But I don't really understand why they price those ones up, but that's what they do. So obviously the challenge of like the no color, like sale price means like, oh, you can't get stuff cheaper. But the more important thing to me is that it means that some of that less desirable stuff never gets marked down. Stuff that I'm not going to buy, like Marona and George, stuff that I'm not going to buy to resell. None of that stuff ever gets marked down. So nobody buys that stuff because they don't want to pay $5 like full price for that. So it just sits on the racks. So what happens when we have these changes of so stuff just accumulates, and you'll go into one of my thrift stores and you'll say, holy crap, Chris, your thrift stores are loaded with shirts. The whole rack, it's stuffed. You can't even get through the rack of long sleeves. That's true, but all that stuff has been picked over and over again. And what happens in this change of seasons is people in Asheville have stopped buying, by and large, they stopped buying long sleeve stuff because we're here in the South and spring is springing and that sort of thing. People always buy for the next season. So what happens is nobody's buying any of that stuff on the rack. It's never going on sale. So it just accumulates and it's all picked over stuff. So since nobody's buying that stuff off the rack, because it's spring and it's not on sale, they're not putting any new stuff onto the rack. So what happens at my Goodwill, and I see it always in this change of seasons now, is that like now the long sleeves just get overrun and they're almost useless. Like I got to the point where this week I told myself, I'm like, I'm not going to go through the long sleeves because it's not going to be worth my time because they haven't stocked anything new because the stuff's all been picked over. Nobody's buying it. You get it, right? So when I went in today to my local Goodwill, I just went through all the short sleeves. The short sleeves have been good lately because people are buying short sleeves. So then they're replacing short sleeves with fresh short sleeve inventory. Awesome. So I've been focusing my efforts on short sleeves because that's what I can find right now, which is kind of contradictory. You'd think like, well, it'd be hard to find short sleeves because everyone's buying them. No, it's easy for me to find short sleeves because everyone's buying them and they're replacing them. So that's what's happened. What's up, man? What's up, Travis? But something happened today, which was really good. So maybe once a quarter, what Goodwill in Northwest North Carolina tends to do is they'll go through and they'll get rid of all these clothes that are like the really old tags. And it's usually like once every 3 or 4 months. So they must have done that like yesterday or the day before or today even, right? Because when I got to the long sleeve racks, I'm like, I'll just walk through and see if I can see anything just kind of jumping off the rack. And I was like, wait a minute, the racks aren't that full. Like they were full, but not over full like they were the last time I was there a week ago. So I went, So I started looking through and I noticed that this wasn't actually stale inventory. And you know what I mean? When you're going through a thrift store, you can tell when inventory is stale. Like there's just nothing that's even borderline pass. Like it's all bad brands, bad patterns, stain stuff, right? But I'm like, this isn't like stale inventory. This is actually like decent, like crispy, fresh Staffords and Maronas that aren't stained and ripped. I'm like, okay, all right. And as I went through, I started finding some good long sleeve shirts. I was like, man, this is awesome. So that's what happened is they went through and they got rid of all that old stale inventory, and then stocked it back up with fresh stuff. The problem is that stuff what they just stocked will largely be there until September when people start buying that stuff again because they never put it on sale. But how crazy is that, right? Instead of putting those putting a tag sale on or saying like, let's do long sleeve shirts at like 25% off or fill a bag for $10 or something like that. Instead, they pay an employee to go through and take the old tags off the rack. They put them with they take them off the hanger. They put them back into a cart, and then they fill up that cart full and they roll it out back. And then they bring the cart back out and they do the same thing. And they're paying somebody to do this. And what they're going to do is they're going to take all that stuff to the Goodwill bins or the Goodwill outlet, which is in West Asheville. So they're going to load up. They're going to pay someone to load all that stuff up into a truck. They're going to pay a truck driver to drive that stuff across town. They're going to pay somebody to unload that truck. They're going to pay somebody to take the stuff and put it in the bins. They're going to pay somebody to wheel those bins out into the store. And then they're going to pay somebody to cash people out when they buy that stuff at the pound. It's a very strange ecosystem. I don't know why they do it that way, but it's a lot of labor. Instead of just like, I don't understand why they wouldn't just do like fill a bag sale, long sleeve shirts, like just, like $10, take one of these bags, fill it up, and instead of paying somebody, I mean, you get it. It just seems like it's just crazy to me. But anyway, that's the whole reason why today I actually was able to get some good long sleeves and stuff, because they cleared out a lot of that stuff. They do it like once a quarter. My timing was lucky today. I went to another Goodwill I wasn't going to go to today. I was just going to come home after that, but I'm like, well, shoot, if they did this at all the Goodwills around here, then the long sleeves could be good in all the sections. Well, they didn't do that at the other Goodwill. There's just kind of no rhyme or reason to it, but they could have done a dollar blowout sale and so yeah, exactly. Or they could just do a tag a week sale, or 2 tags a week, right? 25%. If it didn't sell for 4 weeks, right? And that's the idea. You do that tag rotation. So you have 5 tags. So that green tag that you put up 5 weeks ago, this week you put it at 50% off. It didn't sell for 4 weeks. So now you're going to mark it down by 25% or 50% to try to get rid of it. I mean, it didn't sell for 4 weeks. What makes you think it's going to sell this week, right? But they don't do that at Goodwill Northwest North Carolina. All the managers that I've talked to too, they're like, it's crazy. I talked to the manager that was doing this the same thing like 3 or 4 months ago. She was going through and she was taking all the stuff off the racks and putting it into a cart to bring it out back. You get the whole thing. And I asked her, I was like, hey, why don't y'all just do like a fill a bag sale or like $1 for all green tags or something like that, just to get rid of this stuff. She's like, we totally should. It doesn't make any sense, but they don't listen to us. So anyway, got a Kula Bar shirt here. Thanks for that little sidebar. I'm going to go live on Whatnot here in about 25 minutes. I'm just going to do a giveaway. Someone's going to win a brand new pair of shoes, Adidas, Nike, Merrell, Salomon, or Vans. The whole show is loaded up. If you want to go check out like what shoes are available, you can go pick your shoes out in advance. If somebody wants me to run some shoes tonight, I will. I just wanted to go on Whatnot, hang out with some folks, talk a little bit, share what's going on with my model. Answer questions, kind of do some of this dialogue. I've just never done that on Whatnot, so I thought that would be kind of cool. By the way, if y'all have questions about reselling, you want to talk about stuff, whatever, no questions are bad. All questions are good questions. There are no stupid questions. This brand's Kula Bar, kind of a borderline pickup shirt. This would be an in-season special for me. It's a real lightweight UPF 50. It says down here on the sleeve. So like one of these like lightweight kind of golf techie wicking, like a more modern brand. I think these sell for like the $15 to $19 range. There's the logo right there. I sold a couple of these brand new with tags for like $25 or so just a couple of weeks ago. But this is an in-season special for me. I'd probably pass on this if it was November, but because this is the type of thing that would sell really fast right now, I'll pick up a borderline piece like this for $5, flip it for like 18 or 19 bucks and be happy with it. Did you make any RA runs lately? All the time, Travis. My new routine is because I'm picking up new with tag shoes. I'm doing a lot of RA all the time. Hitting up all the spots, dude. Not really doing the Amazon like Home Depot, Lowe's kind of thing, but like clothing and shoes. Yeah. Our Goodwill has a $2 day on Thursdays where the color of the week is on sale for $2 no matter what it is. Yep, love it. That's like Salvation Army. We don't have a Salvation Army here in the area, but it used to be Wednesday was half off close. That was a good way for them to spin through inventory and always have fresh stuff. Really smart for a thrift store, I think, to have some sort of sale rotation, because you got to move that stuff. If it's just sitting on racks, if it's sat for 4 weeks, it ain't going to sell on week number 5. You might as well discount it. Joel says, yeah, mine does 2 colors, full price. We should ask that to the chat. What's your Goodwill like tag sale thing? How do they do it? Is it a day a week? Is it a tag a week? Share it down below in the chat. Every Goodwill is a little bit different. They're all run regionally. So the sales in my area are going to be different than the sales I experienced down in Florida, for example. And actually, there's different regions within Florida that are different. It's different than what I experienced when I was out in Denver. And then when I go to different parts of Colorado, they'd have different things too. So yeah, I'm still consigning Purple Moon Lady. Still 70-30 splits. The information is at consignment.chris@peak.com, or just go to chris@peak.com or click the link in the profile. You'll get right to it. You'll find all the information. Mine does 2 colors, full price. I'll be doing that consignment show just once a month is what we're going to do now. I'm going to delay the consignment for 2 weeks. I'm going to do a consignment show. I'll also put my stuff. The idea is, and I'll share some of these updates on when I go live on Whatnot at 7:30, about 23 minutes from now. But the idea here is that I'm not going to do a consignment show every Tuesday. I'm going to shoot for doing one a month, and I'm going to bring a lot of good stuff. So I'm going to bring my good stuff. I'm going to bring y'all's good stuff. So I'm going to elevate the shows a little bit to get I want people to come to that show and be like, this is the best stuff that you can get on Whatnot and for dollar starts. So I'm going to go that way. Every week, there's some changes that have been happening behind the scenes with Whatnot that I think a lot of us streamers are trying to figure out right now. And it came to the point where my show went from having like 100 to 120 people in it at any given time to basically like 50 at any given time. And when you're running dollar starts, cutting your audience in half, or really more than half, really lowers the sale price of items. So kind of like what happens if you think about it. If you have 100 people in a Whatnot show, and I put up this Cool Bar shirt here, which is a size extra large. Well, out of the 100 people that are in that show, probably 50 of them are male, 50 of them are female. So 50 are already out. They're not bidding on this thing. But of those 50 that are males, maybe only 17 of them, right, are size XL. And of those 17 that are size XL, maybe only 4 people want this shirt, right? Because of the color or because it's a long sleeve golf polo. There's only 4 people who are interested. So those 4 people out of the 100 are going to bid. And that's how you get bid up. If one person wants it at a dollar start, that one person bids and they get it for $1. If you get 4 people, that's how you get the price up to like 15 or 20 bucks, right? You get it. When you cut your audience in half, all that same math works the same. You just have to half everything. So I have now, instead of 100 people in the show, I have 50 people in the show. Now that shirt's now size extra large men, that's only 9 people, right? Cut that in half, 9. And then the people who are size extra large that actually want this shirt in this color with the stripes, now there's only like 1 or 2 people that are going to bid on that. So now I'm going to get less than $10 for a shirt that when I used to sell this on Whatnot back in December or January, I would sell this for like 14 or 15 bucks. Usually about 75% of like eBay comps is what I'd get for something. And so maybe I'd get like 13 or 14 bucks for this, right? Now I'll get like 7. So instead of running away and hiding, and remember, I'm selling consigners pieces. So if people are sending me stuff and I'm getting them $7, it's cool, fast money. That's great. Like I pay them out the next day after the show. Yeehaw. But if it's not that much money, it kind of burns down that whole consignment model. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot to doing these shows once a month. It's going to give me some opportunity to hype up that show. I don't like using these channels, and I've done it in the past, and maybe I've done too much of it. I don't like using these channels to sell to you guys all the time. I just don't like doing that. It's not healthy. I don't think y'all like it. I don't like doing it. It feels dirty. But once a month, I can hype up a show that I'm actually truly, genuinely excited about. I can ask y'all for consignment that you want to include in the show, but I don't have to worry about trying to hype up a show every single week. I don't have to worry about asking or begging for consignment every single week to try to fill up the show with good stuff. That's just too much for me. I want to use these channels as an opportunity to connect with y'all, talk to y'all, but most importantly, teach, inspire, motivate y'all to make money yourselves. So to be constantly pitching consignment and constantly like previewing my show and showing you awesome stuff in the show wears me down. It doesn't feel authentic to me at all. It's part of business, and some things, in any business or any job, there's certain things that you have to do because you have to do. I think about when I was a career coach, what I loved the most was connecting one-on-one with people who are making decisions about their future, particularly when they were confused or nervous or scared or whatever. I enjoyed those one-on-one interactions. But also what I had to do was a whole lot of reporting. I had to do a whole lot of public speaking and in classroom teaching kind of stuff. And that stuff wore on me. But I did it because I liked the job, and I did the stuff that I also didn't like about my job. And I feel the same way about, like hyping and selling to y'all and getting you to come to the Whatnot shows. It's a part of my job, and I have to do it if I want Whatnot to be successful. I have to do it if I want coffee to be successful. By the way, if you're interested in coffee and you drink coffee every day anyway, you might as well get yourself some good, delicious coffee from Chris at Peak, a light roast, a medium roast, and a dark roast. It's all available at chrisatpeak.com. Link up above, link down below, whatever. Go to chrisatpeak.com. You're going to find it. I have to, if I want to have a business, I have to sell. I don't like doing that stuff. That's not my favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do is to share what's going on with my business with y'all, hopefully to inspire, motivate, or inform in some sort of way. But if you want to run a business online and you want to devote a lot of time and energy to streaming, to teaching, to creating and editing videos, then you have to find a way to, you have to make money with it too, right? So anyway, this pivot to going live with a consignment show once a month instead of 4 times a month means I get to do a whole lot less selling to y'all. And I like that. And honestly, I feel pressure when I run the consignment shows. Those are the shows I feel more pressure for because I'm trying to get Travis George money, or I'm trying to get Lion Creek money. Lion Creek definitely does not send his stuff to me for consignment, by the way. He runs better Whatnot shows than I do. He would just sell it himself. But I feel the pressure to get money for your pieces, right? If I'm just selling my own stuff that I bought at the thrift store on there, I don't feel pressure. I can just hook you all up with deals. I move stuff out fast. You feel good. I feel good. I get to, show you clothing that's fun. That's different. It's just a different mindset when I'm selling your stuff, because now I have to execute. I have to get you the money, and I really want to. I want to do y'all right. So I just can't do that. I just decided, especially with the new Whatnot algorithm and Lion Creek. I don't know if you and I talked about this. We haven't talked about this offline, but there's some stuff I want to talk to you a little bit about the Whatnot, what they're doing with the reminders, like the notifications. You have to advertise your business and your brand, GM, Budweiser, all that stuff. And they, think Budweiser, they try to be funny, they try to be entertaining with their ads, but it's work. They have to do it. They'd rather probably not advertise. They'd rather just people buy their beer, but they have to do it, right? Would it help to increase open offers to $5? You don't lose as much and everyone gets a good deal. Maybe a dumb question. Zeta, it's an excellent question. This is stuff that I've been talking about with a lot of folks. And I do think that as Whatnot evolves, I think there's going to be more models where people are doing like $5 starts or $10 starts or $50 starts or $100 starts. I think that I'm already seeing more of that on the platform. The challenge with doing it for items that for me are going to sell on average for like 20 or $25, the challenge with starting it at $5 is it doesn't really knock out any of the risk. I've probably sold I've sold over 2,000 items on Whatnot. I've probably sold 10 that have sold for less than $5 out of those 2,000. So it's not really much insurance for me. And what it does, unfortunately, when you do it that way, is now you're missing the excitement or the allure of $1 starts by putting up the 5. And also I'm not getting people bidding. So once somebody bids 1, they're more likely to bid 7. Do you see what I mean? But if they never bid 1 because it started at 5, then, there's just like less people invested into the auction. So for me, in my model, a $5 start effectively wouldn't really be any different than a $1 start for the clothing. Because that's the stuff that I'm putting in the clothing shows. there's really not anything that I'm putting up there that's not worth $20. And some of it's worth $50 and some of it's worth $100, right? So people know that too. I mean, this Columbia, I don't know. I don't bring these onto Whatnot, but it's a Columbia. It's a great size. It's a 2XLT. This is an in-season special that I picked up at the thrift store today for $5. This is going to sell for like $18 on eBay. I usually don't put this stuff on Whatnot, but if I put this on Whatnot, because people can find Columbia in just about like any town and city in the country for cheap, I don't know, maybe this would sell for less than $5. I bet you it would sell for 6 or 8 or something like that. Maybe even 10. It's a good size, 2XL tall. But anyway, that's the kind of the science behind, like, if I did a $5 start, it's actually probably going to hurt my average sale price more than it will help it, because I'm not selling cheap enough stuff where that'll impact it. So are you doing Whatnot shows once a month? Welcome back, Tej. Welcome back, Tej. Yes, once a month. We were just talking about that. I know people pop in and pop out. I'm just giving you a hard time, Tej. We were just talking about it. Once a month for the consignor clothing shows, and I'm going to do the shoe shows like 4 or 5 or more times a week. I have 140 pairs of brand new shoes. Check out this find. So those are all those $59 start shows. I've been running them 3 or 4 times a week. I'm going to continue to do those, if not more often. Look at that. Peter Millar with the Masters logo. Y'all like heard me yapping as I'm like sitting there talking at the screen. Like everybody just leaves the live. They're like, show me fire, Chris. Show me some stuff. There's fire for you. It's got a couple stains on the front. I might be able to get the stains out. Even if I can't, I don't mind. The last time I had a Peter Millar Masters shirt, which was about 2 months ago, I think it sold for $50 in the middle of January. So even if I can't get the stains out of this bad Larry this time of year, I'll be able to get good money for it. Hopefully it comes up. Makes sense. Obviously, beginner. No, Zeta. I mean, that's an honest question. I've had conversations over the last couple of weeks with a handful of people who sell a lot on Whatnot, and those were the ideas that people were kicking around. Well, what about a $5 start, or what about a $9 start, or what about a $19 start, or what about a $14 start? And we kicked all those ideas around. I don't know what the answer is, Zeta. I don't. But I'll tell you the answer, that what we're doing right now is we're going to do 1 show a month. It's going to give me the opportunity to authentically hype up that show, because I will be excited about it once a month. It gives me a time to accumulate both consignment and my own stuff that can fill up that show with really, really good stuff. And I want it to be a bigger show. Instead of like 40 or 50 items, I'm thinking more like 60 to 70 items per show once a month, and just have the good stuff in there for y'all, right? Hype it up, have good giveaways for everybody. And be able to play the hype train. I'm not really good at the hype train. So for me to have to do the hype train every single Tuesday, it's become too much, especially now when I'm just getting 50 people in the show and all the other stuff. I think my health will be at issue on dollar starts when sometimes everyone waits till the last second to start bidding. Chemo, again, if it's my stuff, I don't care, because the way I'd see it, if you want a shirt from me and you got it for $3 and I paid $5 for it at the thrift store and I lost $2 and had to pay Whatnot their fee and had to spend time shipping to it, I don't care, because I'm hooking you up with a deal. And I know I just deepened our relationship. Or if you're a new buyer, that you're like, hey man, that was awesome. I got a freaking awesome deal on that shirt. So I don't care at all when it's my stuff. That's part of the game. I used to buy a ton of stuff when I first got started on doing Whatnots. I was going to consignment stores in vintage shops here in Asheville and picking up fire pieces and basically selling them for break even on Whatnot. Sometimes I'd make a few bucks. Sometimes I'd lose a few bucks. Sometimes it would just be a 100% break even. And I didn't care, because it was fun bringing those pieces into the show. It was an easy way for me to get those pieces. And I built relationships with people by giving them really good stuff for really good prices. So I don't care. But when I'm selling Tej's stuff on Whatnot, or Zeta's stuff on Whatnot, or Luis, welcome in, Luis. When I'm selling your stuff on consignment on Whatnot, there's a different level of responsibility, because now we're splitting the profit too, and I want this to be a good value proposition for you too. So the dollar starts when I'm losing on stuff, whatever. I don't care. That comes out in the wash. It's Whatnot's a volume game, volume. But when it comes to selling your stuff, I need to get the right prices, because I'm offering you a service, and that's important to me. 1 clothes shows a month and shoes 4 times a week. Got it. I think you got it, Tej. That's it. You got it. Maybe 5 shoe shows a week. And again, the shoes, when I run them at $59, some of those shoes I pay for more than $59 for. But most of them I don't, right? That all comes out in the wash. But the idea, I do $59 starts on the shoe shows. All of those shoes are worth at least $90 or more retail. So the $59 starts, if I sell all my shoes at 59 or 64 or 72, I'm doing okay there, because I'm getting them cheap enough. I'm making a small margin, but I'm selling a lot of shoes. That's the whole model there. And I don't care if some of them, I lose money on, some of them I make money on. Here's a piece I'm not going to lose money on. And that's the Whatnot game. The Whatnot is fast money, quick, spin stuff fast, take that money back the next day, go buy more stuff, flip that stuff again really fast instead of listing stuff, putting it on eBay and Poshmark, waiting 90 days for it to sell, then putting the money back into your pocket and buying more stuff. It's just fast. So the margins being less are fine. I could put all these shoes on eBay and get more money for them. I'm pointing over there. That's normally where I'm doing my lives. That's where I'll be live in 8 minutes. We're going to do a Whatnot. I'm just going to give away a pair of shoes over on Whatnot. That's it. I'm going to go on there. I'm going to hang out and talk to you like I am right now. And I'm going to give away a brand new pair of shoes. You can choose one of the 142 pairs that are on the wall and they're on the shelves. This piece I'm not going to lose money on. Y'all, I found Arc'teryx in Asheville. I think this is the second or third not stained or not ripped Arc'teryx piece that I've found since I moved back to Asheville a year and a half ago. This sort of stuff, people in Asheville know their outdoor brands. You might be saying, like, I've never heard of Arc'teryx, or like, that's kind of an obscure brand. Yeah, but we're in a mountain town. We're in a mountain outdoorsy town. People scoff this up. They eat this for breakfast. Arc'teryx. This is a women's size extra large full zip jacket. Freaking awesome, like nice lightweight, like wicking piece with the thumb holes. Crazy fine for me. I just don't find this stuff. This stuff literally bounces off the racks here in Asheville. As soon as they put it on the racks, someone's going to be grabbing it right off. The people in Asheville know their outdoor brands. They know that this is like probably $150, maybe a $200 piece or something like that. This is not going to sit on the racks very long. And guess what? I found it on the fresh racks that they had just rolled out. I was the second person who looked through the stuff on the rack. Sorry to the first person who doesn't know this brand. I'm serious. If there was one person that got to it, like if I was the third person, this would have already been gone. And people just grab this stuff really fast. The Patagonias, the North Face, the Arc'teryx, the Merrell, all that stuff. Crazy piece. I might save this for that Whatnot show. The next consignment Whatnot show is going to be in 2 weeks on Tuesday. I was going to do it tonight. I'm just not ready. Just not ready for the hype train. I'm just not ready with I don't have like the right mix of stuff yet, so I'm going to do it in 2 weeks. I don't know about others, but I follow UKWay and a couple others. Did get notifications that stopped. Now have to go to search. Yeah, if you do want to get notifications for my upcoming Whatnot shows, if you could go into Whatnot. By the way, there's a link. You'll find the link. It's at chris@peak.com. And you can go straight there, or you can go into Whatnot and you can just search for Chris at Peak. You'll find me. If you can go bookmark all my future shows, that's how people get notifications now. There's 2 ways that you get notifications on Whatnot. Number one, you bookmark someone's show, then you'll get the notification when that person goes live. Number 2, I pay to promote the show. And when I pay to promote the show, it'll push the notifications out to people. But I don't know. It doesn't mean you'll get the notification. It'll send it out to as many people as I pay for. So if I pay for 100 notifications, it's going to notify 100 people and I pay for it. So those are the 2 ways. You bookmark your favorite streamer shows, or you make your streamers have to pay for the promotions for it. Bite me on for a second on the restream. I'm going to go live on Whatnot in 4 minutes. So yeah, we could do it quick if I remember how to do it. I don't know if I remember how to do it. We might just have to save it. Block user. I can put you in timeout on YouTube. That's kind of fun. That's probably not what I want to do. I haven't invited somebody on here in so long. I don't remember how to do it. LCB, let's do it. Let's do it another time, because I'm going to have to go pivot over to the other computer and watch the Whatnot show and all that stuff. So you're stressing me out with this stuff. You're stressing me out. Now I can't get this thing off the screen. Oh gosh, I think I hit a button. I might have just put you on timeout. I don't know what I hit. I might have put you on timeout. I'm not sure. So yeah, if you want to get notifications from your favorite streamers, go bookmark their shows. And I loaded up my next 3 weeks worth of shows. If people want to go bookmark those, you can see 2 weeks from today is my next consignment show. All the other shows are shoe shows, and I'm going out. I'm finding brand new shoes, sometimes brand new in box, sometimes brand new without box, and I'm selling all those shoes at $59 start. Typically, the number that I'm looking for is I'm looking for shoes that retail at $90 or above. So no matter what, it's always going to be well below retail. And most of the shoes I'm putting on there, more than half anyway, are $100 plus shoes that I'm starting at $59 starts. And most shoes sell at $59. Sometimes they'll sell for 64. And some of the chase pieces, the Jordans and that kind of stuff will go a little bit higher, but most shoes are selling for $59. I have small crowds right now, so it's a good opportunity for people to come in and get really good deals on brand new shoes. And by the way, $2 from every single pair of shoes that I sell on Whatnot is going to the Farm Cafe. So far, we've raised $375 for the Farm Cafe in Boone, North Carolina. So the Farm Cafe is a pay-as-you-can restaurant, meaning that many of the people that are patrons in there pay $0 or $5 or $4 or $8. A typical meal, it's a suggested donation per meal is $12 per meal, but most people are paying between $0 and $10 when they go in there. So the only way a place like that can function and continue to serve people is to get donations from folks like us. And y'all have helped us raise $375 for the Farm Cafe, which means a lot to me. That place is core to my heart, central to my heart. But thank you for letting us know about the lasagna thing. But yeah, that's happening on the Whatnot too, and that's really important to me. It's an opportunity for me to give back. And here's the thing: a lot of people think like Chris at Peak, he's made it, man. You know, like he's got a following and people watch him on all this stuff. Small business owner, solopreneur. I'm trying to make it every single freaking day, and there's never a great time to start giving back and helping out people in the community. There's never a perfect time. This is actually a really challenging time for us. Kim was laid off back in September. She actually took a pretty good pay cut going into this new job that she has. So we're grateful she's got a new job. She's working from home remotely again, and that's a beautiful thing. And she's got a great new job, and she's excited for it. But she took a pretty good haircut, and we had some lost income in between. There's no good time to start giving back. Every time is a good time to start giving back, is what I should say. So $2 from every shoe sold goes straight to the Farm Cafe. $375 so far. Pretty excited about that. Y'all, I'm going to go over to Whatnot right now. There's a link up above or down below to jump right over there. If you're new to Whatnot, that link will also get you $15 in free credit. You can walk into the show. I'm not really selling anything tonight. If people request shoes, I'll run them, but I'm going to give away one pair of shoes tonight. Just going to hang out for a few minutes as long as people want to talk, just like this. And hop over to Whatnot. I'm going to be on there in like 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm going to go over there. Come over, win a pair of shoes, hang out, just chitty chat just like this. But maybe get a pair of shoes out of the whole deal. Why not? All right, I'm going to pop over there. I'm going to go into the office over there. See you over there in like 1 minute. Peace.